I thought Silver was gonna drop the beat.
Sir, I'm picking up something on the satellite. Give me a sec, I'm gonna tune in. Sir, I'm having a little interference. I'm checking it out right now. Hold on. I think we found him. Here we go.
You are listening to Wide Range Media Podcast.
Well, welcome everyone to a new episode of Wide Range Media live on YouTube, episode 49. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and my co-hosts are...
I'm Pablo.
And this is Ralph Perez from Strange Planet. How you doing?
And
Silvio from About Men Radio.
I feel like we're like the Seven Doors, like we have like mad people in line. But anyway, thank you for everyone coming in the chat room, live on replay, also watching it from our website, widerangemediaproductions.com. Let's get right into announcements. Anyone got announcements before? If not, we go straight into the show.
No announcements.
No announcements? No. Okay, then let's get right into the show.
This week on Discussions at the Movies.
All right, so this week in the show, the Grammys was last week. I didn't get to see the Grammys because I was busy watching Royal Rumble. But I guess a lot of stuff happened in the Grammys. You guys watched the Grammys?
Nope.
I didn't see it. I just have the list of winners. I just know that one of them got a lot of slack. What's her name? Alicia Cara. She got the award for Best New Artist. And what happened was she shut down her... What I read up was that she shut down her Instagram account because people were tearing into her. Like, oh, you suck. And they were really mean.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Social media, man.
On the internet.
Yeah,
so why? It's new artists. It's not like, you got to start somewhere, right?
Well, who did she go up against? That's the question.
That's a good question.
Because if there's other people that,
I'll tell you right now.
Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know these people.
Just name them.
Khalid, Lil Uzi Vert, Julia Michaels,
Julia Michaels.
SZA.
Oh, okay. I guess those are rappers or something. They sound like rappers. I know Jillian Michaels is the exercise chick.
And you too.
I don't know if that qualifies for Grammy material, but
no, right. But yeah, I mean, they ripped into her. And look, that's the power. I always said the internet is like the worst creation when it comes to this stuff because whoever wins, you have a social media account, they're gonna tear into you if they like you or not. That is just.
But that's not. I don't think that's fair, though. I mean, come on. If you're gonna, I mean, look, I don't know anything about this young lady, but no, why deal with that? She had to shut down her account because it's like freaking cyberbullying practically.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the first incident that this happened. It happened with actors too, with roles. People ripped into them. Happened to Leslie Jones with Ghostbusters. They ripped into her. She had to turn it down. After the Ghostbusters movie, they tore into her. Like if it was no tomorrow.
Like it was her fault.
Yeah, like if she was the one, oh my God, I wanted to be in Ghostbusters. It's a job. It's not,
Well, basically, with the Grammys, Bruno Mars went away, swept everything. Album of the year, record of the year.
Wow,
yeah,
that's big. That's big. Those are two big.
And he went up against who are these people?
Who?
Childish Gambino.
Okay.
Louis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee. You know that Despacito song?
That
people are upset about that. They're like, it's racist.
It's a racist song?
It's a racist. No, not they didn't choose that one as
the song of the year?
The record of the year.
But it was one song.
I know.
People are stupid. It's only one song out of an album. And it's a collaboration or whatever the hell you call it. Like,
yeah, because Justin Bieber's in. Justin Bieber's in. Yeah, so who cares?
All right, what's the next?
Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yeah, we all know Jay-Z.
So Bruno Mars went away with that, and for best pop solo performance, "The Shape of You" by Ed Sheeran. I have no idea.
Ed Sheridan. He was in Game of Thrones.
Sheeran.
Yeah.
What?
And
The fans
funny
ripped him.
enough, after he made that appearance on Game of Thrones, everybody ripped him apart on social media.
Yeah, they ripped him apart. They went right on Twitter and they told him a new one. Like, if it's a job, but whatever.
You know what I like about the Grammys? Even I don't really watch it, but what I like about it is that they really go across the board. Like, they got a best something for something in music.
Yeah,
you know, even classical music. We got here best traditional pop vocal album. Best traditional pop vocal album. Tony Bennett won.
Oh, he's still alive?
Yeah.
Tony Bennett? No, I'm not saying it in a bad way. I mean, my man's old. He's mad old. Like,
Alex is excited. He's gonna go buy his new album.
I'm gonna buy his new album. Like, honey, you're my life.
He almost
going down the aisle.
The Thanksgiving Day parade float started to
Oh,
move.
yeah?
And he lost it.
I picture him getting propped up next to the piano while he's singing, so he doesn't fall. He's like, hey, huh?
He was braced.
He was braced on like with a belt connected to the piano to hold him. What else?
Let's see. Best dance recording tonight by LCD Sound System.
LCD Sound System? Nah, don't
know anything about him.
Yeah.
Contemporary instrumental music. The winner is Jeff Lorber Fusion. Song is called Prototype. Best rock performance was You Want It Darker by Leonard Cohen.
Who's that? I don't know who that is. You know who that is, Pablo?
No.
You don't know? Yeah, You Want It Darker.
But this is what we were talking about. But check this out. This is what we were talking about a few episodes back about music nowadays. Right? That we don't, because we're not from, like younger people now who know this.
They're like, oh, You Want It
That's
Darker?
why we're like, I don't know who this is.
That's like a 50 Shades of Grey theme song. Do you want to
check it out? Check it out. Check it out. Pablo, you're going to like this.
What?
Best metal performance.
Uh-oh. Who?
It is
Dio?
the winner, Mastodon. You know Mastodon, Pablo?
Mastodon, yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Pablo knows.
If you give me the nominations,
sure,
from that list, I should be able to tell you that I've heard of all of them.
Okay.
All right. So what is it?
All right. The nominations are Invisible Enemy by August Burns Red.
Yes.
Black Hoodie by Body Count.
Body Count is Ice-T's band.
Yeah. F the Police. F the Police.
Forever by Code Orange.
I don't know Code Orange.
No, I don't.
And Clockworks by Mesh Sugar.
Mesh Sugar.
Mesh Sugar. I can't pronounce
metal?
Oh, Mesh Sugar. I've heard of them. I'm not into them.
Mesh Sugar.
I thought Avenged Sevenfold was nominated too.
Oh, Alex, you're gonna like this. Foo Fighters won best rock song.
What song?
Run.
Oh, that song sucks.
You know what?
It's terrible.
You don't know?
That song is terrible. That's why I said what song. That new album is a little no bueno, man.
Really?
I mean, I'm a big Foo Fighter fan, but that album is not good. I still think Wasting in the Light is a good album. This is their best album. The one that they recorded on analog tape. The best one.
Okay. Best rock album, A Deeper Understanding. And the name of the group is called The War on Drugs. I'm laughing because of the irony.
Oh, God.
But here's the thing. Can I say something real quick about that? You're naming the names of these bands, right? And you're naming the names of these songs for rock and metal. Right. Let's take it to, let's say this is mid 80s, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to read off best metal band and album, right?
Yeah.
And I'll read off Screaming for Vengeance, Judas Priest.
Okay.
Holy Diver, Dio, right?
Yeah.
Heaven and Hell, Black Sabbath, right? It might not be the right year, but just go with me on this, right?
Okay.
The Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden. Right? I'll give you those. If And for us, we hear that, and to us, is yeah, that's cool and all that. But you know, what if we were reading that in the mid '80s, and our parents or our parents' parents was hearing that for the first time, they would be first mispronouncing it like we are now with these bands, and B, they would be probably laughing with each other, saying, "This is crazy. This is nonsense. This makes no sense." It just proves the point that it's just part of the era, and it's part of the upbringing in the generation. That's really what it is.
Oh, the difference also in the 80s is that they would have said that this is devil music, and they would have had like a whole march of of devil music.
And today we probably say, you know, this is not good for kids, or, you know, it's too violent, or the lyrics are too, you know, controversial, whatever. It's just the generation, you know, we're not part of the generation. So, you know, we're probably making fun of it and mispronouncing it. There we go.
I did it by mistake. I didn't even try to do it.
Oh, okay.
That's scary. I didn't even try to do it. I just moved.
Yeah.
Best Latin pop album was Shakira with El Dorado.
Okay.
Oh, El Dorado. I don't know. All right. So basically, the Grammys was just, I mean, certain artists, but not. I mean, all new.
The performances were kind of interesting. My favorite band, U2, was on, and they actually performed live on a like a ship barge.
Yeah, on a barge
by the Statue of Liberty. And they did the song "The Best Thing." I'm sorry, not the best thing about me. I forgot the name of the song, but it's from their new album. And it was great. It was great. It was cold. They were all wearing coats and stuff. I'm like, I don't know how you could play like in cold weather, you know, but they did it. And it was nice. I didn't catch that live as it happened. I caught it later on YouTube, but loved it.
Well, talk about band playing in the cold. I always remember this because I was like, oh my God. Remember when it was New Year's Eve? And I guess it was New Year's Eve or MTV, one of the MTV shows. And it was like below zero outside, like super freezing. And Kiss performed with no jacket, and they had the whole open chest open. I don't know, Pablo, remember that? When they performed, like it was freaking cold, and you see that, like they talking, you see the cold, and it was crazy. He was like, you ready?
It was under the Brooklyn Bridge they performed.
Yeah.
What he was really trying to do, oh my God, it's cold.
Yeah, he was like, you ready to rock and roll all night and party every day? And the nipples all like, just they could cut glass. But
oh God,
Gene Simmons was spitting out fire. Everybody was warming their hands.
Well, did they have the thing? Did they have the fire stuff going?
No,
because that would have kept them warm a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, they would have,
right? But, the fire would have came up. They would be like, oh, you know.
But all right, so let's get to the Royal Rumble. That happened this Sunday. During the Grammys, it was the Royal Rumble. At the same time.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I would have preferred it.
I'll let Pablo go first, and then I'll tear it up a new one.
No, go ahead, because I'd rather talk about Black Panther and Ant-Man. So when we get to that, I'll talk about that. So just quickly.
All right, so the Royal Rumble, all right, it was like, what, 4 hours? It was a 4-hour event. I think it was from 7 to 11. 4 hours. The guy Royal Rumble wasn't as memorable as years past. I feel like they were just waiting it for the women because it was this year's the women's Royal Rumble. That was like the big thing. And honestly, the women's one was actually more interesting than the guy one. I didn't care. What's his name? I forgot his name. Nakamura. Yeah, Nakamura won the stupid title. So I was just like, whatever. But the only thing with the female is that Asuka, you kind of knew because she's undefeated in WWE. So it's not like she was going to lose in the Royal Rumble. Unless it was her and Nia Jax, then it would have been obvious, but they knocked her out mad quick. Like towards the ending. But the Trish Stratus and all the retro women there, that was awesome. I thought that was like the best part of the night. Besides, I forgot one of the Usos match was pretty good. The 2 out of 3 falls with the Usos was good. Other than that, I thought it was an okay Rumble. Oh, and then Ronda Rousey came out at the end. Which
that's the big news that crossed different platforms. the sports community covered it. You know, like ESPN covered it, Bleacher Report covered it. It was even on like regular news channel because of who Ronda Rousey is, and so that was pretty good because it brings attention to the the WWE.
Yeah, but the thing that's sad is that she signed last year. Like everyone knew she signed last year. They were just waiting which pay-per-view she's gonna come out, and they just figured out. I mean, no one knew it was the Royal Rumble, but you kind of knew if you followed how WWE sets up their storyline. I just think they should have never brought her out at the Royal Rumble because she's not ready yet. You could tell because she didn't do nothing. She didn't speak on the mic. Well, go ahead, Ralph.
Did you notice that she was
on the Roddy Piper,
Roddy Piper tribute, the T-shirt with her name on it, but it had the fonts of the old Roddy Piper shirt, and she was wearing his leather jacket, the leather jacket he used to wear.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I was like, okay, she was a big fan of Piper, and I saw an interview with her not right after the Royal Rumble. People were still leaving the building, and they were interviewing her one-on-one, and I saw that interview, and she was talking about how Roddy Piper was someone she idolized and looked up to growing up, and how it's amazing. Like she was acting like a kid in a candy store, like she can't believe she's there, and it's exciting time. It's an exciting time, and because of her work in UFC, right? People are gonna watch this. People are gonna watch her involvement in WrestleMania, whatever. I don't know what form that's gonna take yet, but maybe you guys do. But people are gonna tune into that because she is a good fighter. Like it's like that's where Brock Lesnar came from, right? UFC, am I correct?
Well, Brock Lesnar was first in wrestling.
Yeah, he started. He started. Yeah.
Brock was a WWE superstar first, and then went to MMA. And then came back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But in terms of Ronda Rousey, I just hope they don't make her into a female Brock. That's the only thing I'm praying that doesn't happen with her. I just hope they don't do that.
No, I pray the same thing.
I hope she has a background in jiu-jitsu, so I hope she's more submission and more technical, like Kurt Angle was in the ring. That would be awesome. But the rumor is The Rock and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie. That's the rumor. But we'll see how long ago was that? No, well, now she's in WWE, so now it can happen.
That was last year.
Was it? I think it was when John Cena proposed to Nikki. I think it was.
No. Remember that whole talk, that whole face off with Ronda Rousey and The Rock and Triple H and Stephanie?
Yeah, that was last year.
Pablo, you remember? Was that last year, Pablo?
It was WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was last year.
Wow.
And then I
thought it was 2 years ago. I don't know why.
Yeah, 2 years ago. My cousin said it.
Oh, it was 2 years ago?
Yeah, he said 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't remember it being so. Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
So
but so 2 years in the making. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid. But all right, I mean, that's Royal Rumble in a nutshell. I mean, if you saw Monday Night Raw was pretty cool, and then SmackDown was lame. So there's nothing more you can
do not forget about the major announcement that happened a few days ago regarding Vince McMahon and back the whole XFL thing. Remember that football league?
Oh yeah, that was a debacle. Waste of money.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
Back.
He's trying to bring it back, and it looks like they have a different plan for it.
Yeah. What, killing each other like Death Race? Death Race 2000
I don't know.
All right, so let's get into the next topic, which is the Black Panther initial reaction. So over the weekend, they had the Black Panther was premiered. I don't know, was it in London?
Yes.
The premiere or Africa, Pablo? Where is it?
I don't know where it premiered. It was just a red carpet.
Why you say Africa? Because it was Black Panther?
No, I mean I didn't know. Maybe they did.
Racist.
That's not racist.
I'm kidding. I'm messing with you.
It was in Wakanda.
It wasn't. That's messed up.
Doesn't exist. It's fiction.
I was kidding.
Wakanda is a fictional place.
Oh, that's the name of the place.
Los Angeles.
Movie,
right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wakanda is
in Los Angeles.
All right, Ralph's a little late. That's okay.
It premiered in Los Angeles, not in Wakanda. Don't listen to this guy. So go ahead. So what's the what is it? The best thing since sliced bread? What they said?
Like,
what? I'm just saying. What's the best
bread?
thing? Yeah, you know how everybody gets hyped with the Marvel movies. They'll be like, "Oh my god, this was better than." There's 19 films you could choose, so it was better than. Like, what did people are saying out there, Pablo?
Well, the initial reaction is very good. They still have an embargo, so they can't do full reviews yet, but they can give initial reactions online, on Twitter, on social media, and the initial reaction so far is very positive. They say that it's a very good movie. It has a very James Bond-ish type feel to it. And they say that the villain is amazing. Michael B. Jordan, I think that's his name.
Oh yeah, the guy from Creed.
Yes. They say that he's an excellent villain. One of the best villains that Marvel has had, next to Loki. Michael Coolidge, I think, is the director. He says that he knocked it out of the park. It's a great movie, and they say it's a very political movie.
It looks very I can see that.
Yeah, and it has a lot of social commentary.
I heard that it was political and all that kind of stuff without it compromising. You know how like when you're gonna make a movie like that and then you throw in a political thing, a message or whatever in it, and then it kind of like messes it up a bit.
Like Star Wars?
It yes.
I'm not saying
I thought we weren't allowed to speak of.
No, not Last Jedi. I'm talking about the first three. It was very political. When that whole background was all.
I think the prequel probably was more political.
That's what I'm saying. The prequel. That's what
it had to be. It had to be.
Yeah. The whole rebel, whatever the crap. But hey, go ahead. Go.
Pablo,
Alex is hating everything today.
I'm not hating. I didn't say nothing about hate, but I agree with what he's saying with the whole political thing. That's what I said. I don't say hate.
All right.
So
all I'm saying is, I kind of see
Marvel does it again.
Yeah, Marvel does it again. But when you say 007, now looking at the trailer in my mind, the movie that I think about is Live and Let Die with Roger Moore. It has that film style to it, like that late 80s Harlem style movie. So I kind of see what you're talking about in that. The only thing I do hate, I know it's going to be nitpicking. I do not like, and I know it's going to be nitpicking. I hate Christian Bale's voice, and I do not like Black Panther's voice. The guy who plays his voice, whatever his name is, I forgot the actor's name. Great actor. I just don't like the way he talks. It just annoyed me.
Has he spoken when he's wearing the Black Panther suit? I'm trying to think.
No. When he talked when he talks normal, in like Civil War, when he talks,
he's like his voice.
Yeah, he has that weird. It's just
okay.
I saw the trailer. It looked annoying. I just don't know why. It's just something about it that annoyed me.
I like it. No, his voice is cool, man.
There's something about it. I'll look up the certain parts. It's just like I was like, oh. It's like, oh.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
You're always looking forward to it.
Black Panther is like
Ant-Man?
one of the.
Are you looking forward to Ant-Man?
Trailer get released.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Black Panther. I think it's for the minority community. I think it will make a very it will make a mark, and I think it will show that these type of movies, and just like with Coco a few months ago for the Latino community, I just hope Hollywood continues to move in this direction, and where we are represented more, not just in small roles, but in leading roles.
Yeah, but you got to remember, is also the character. If the character is Spanish, then you put him. But most of these characters that are superheroes are not Spanish. Or
no, you're right.
But like they're Latino.
I mean, not being racist or nothing. It's just Spider-Man is not Spanish until the newer comics. Like Peter Parker is a white Caucasian guy. Like I would love to have a Spanish superhero, but maybe we'll figure it out down the road. But it's cool for you.
Like It'll be Superman.
Superman.
M-A-N-G.
El Superman.
Super.
El Superman.
Because we're all Latino here, I think we have
con el Goya. El Goya. You open a can of Goya. Oh,
faster than a speeding bullet. You can open a can of Goya faster than a speeding bullet.
All right, that's it.
More powerful than mom's chancleta.
His kryptonite is plátanos.
Oh my God! Oh Lord!
Okay, that's it. It's over. They're shutting this down.
We are taking out of rotation. We couldn't make it to 50 because someone decides to throw plátanos at someone. Oh Lord!
Red plátanos, green plátanos,
black pantalos. How's it pantalones?
Listen, people out there, we are all Latino, okay?
Superman,
relate to.
Superman changes instead of a telephone booth in a bodega.
Julio, yo usar el baño. Yo vengo para atrás. Ekumi, ¿dónde está el baño? El baño has to go. Stop. And then he comes out. Aranjaming.
We are Latino. Of the cultural dynamics and things, people out there that we can relate to this. That's why we're talking like this about it. That's why we're laughing, because we can laugh at ourselves, because it's great.
This Spanish Spider-Man. Aranjaming. Look out for the Aranjaming.
I would like to actually see what that might be like.
Aranja Man? That'll be
like with seeing the Spider-Man cartoons and stuff growing up, but with the
well, we do have a superhero
population.
Yeah.
You know?
El Chapulín Colorado.
What? Say that again. I didn't catch that.
We have a superhero in Chapulín Colorado. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do with the floppy.
The hammer. He had the squeak hammer.
That's a superhero.
That's what Marvel should do next.
Marvel would say send that shit to PP.
That's gonna be phase 4.
Oh my God, it's
gonna be. Oh, they'll be like, you know what? Send that crab to DC. They like to use crab. Oh my God, they'll be like the Justice League versus Chapulín.
Oh God, will we get away with this? God.
All right, so that was the Black Panther initial reaction.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, these are the idiosyncrasies that we all as Latinos can understand and relate to, which is why we are laughing our heads off.
Oh my God.
There's a Puerto Rican man talking to you right now. Thank you.
Go do what? Not do Airman.
Please do not turn this away.
Do the Airman trailer.
Shut up, man.
He's like that vieja loca.
Oh my God. All right. So the Ant-Man trailer dropped this week.
I didn't get to see it.
I saw it.
Okay, talk about it. Well, how was it?
Sylvia, did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't know what's going on.
He's like, why am I here?
Yeah.
I think Aboutman Radio's calling.
I'm gonna write a blog.
Alex. God, let this go already, man.
Go ahead.
All right.
Ant-Man.
Alex, why don't you play it the way we did with the Hellraiser?
What?
The Ant-Man trailer.
Oh no, it's gonna be too long. Well, we're at 9:30 and we still have.
We didn't even get to our main topic.
All right.
Let's just go around. If we saw it quickly, what we thought of it, and then we move on.
It was a small trailer. I didn't see it.
I saw it. I saw it.
Looks like Ralph and I was the only ones.
I thought that it was, and I'm not going to reveal anything because I don't think there's much to reveal. It was a very light trailer, and it kind of like suggested a very light plot. Like it's not as heavy as the Black Panther trailer. Like that's a very loaded story and a good one from based on what I saw. And Infinity Wars, forget about it. Like we're all like, look, like oh my god, this is gonna be crazy. So Ant-Man and Wasp look good too. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's coming out in the summer, but I don't think it has that same heaviness as the other two Marvel films that we just mentioned. So I'm looking forward to it, but take it with a grain of salt. It's not going to be this like deeper thing that we're going to see in Infinity Wars and even in Black Panther in a couple weeks.
Pablo.
I thought the trailer was really good. I actually enjoyed it. The first Ant-Man was surprisingly good.
Yes.
Surprisingly good. And see, Marvel has a formula already, and it's working. I know that we're all waiting for that movie to, when is Marvel going to, make a bad movie or a. They put out a few bad ones already, but they're on a good streak right now, and this one looks good also. And I think aside from the formula, I think that every movie that they're releasing has a certain theme, and I think this one is a comedy. And you can tell by the trailer, and it was funny. The trailer was pretty funny. Paul Rudd is great. I forget her name.
Lily
I just remember her from Lost.
Kate.
She's really good. She was good in the first one. Michael Douglas is back. He was great in First Wasp and First Ant-Man. So the trailer looks good. I mean, it looks good, and I think from the heaviness that we're gonna get with Black Panther and Avengers, I think it would be a nice turn to have a Marvel movie that's a little bit more lighthearted.
Well, didn't they do that with Thor?
Exactly. And real quick, both your points, what Ralph was saying and what Pablo just finished saying, I think that this might be part of that Marvel formula. Everything does not have to be dark and gritty or have a heavy theme. And that's something that is a mistake that I think DC is trying to make. Or is making with all of them. I mean,
we're trying to make a mistake here.
We're trying to make these mistakes, and we're doing it well.
Then they succeeded.
Yes, they have. Suicide Squad should have been a lighter-hearted movie, and they tried to make it into this big thing. And Pablo just mentioned Thor. No, Alex, you just mentioned Thor. Another movie like that in between to keep things lighthearted and moving along. Will keep Marvel moving for a long time, I think, without saturating it so much and making it feel like, another one of these.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're right in that because you're right in that terms because those Marvel characters have those type of like that's their style, or you want to call it like that's their charisma.
Mm-hmm.
DC is so hard because the characters that they were trying to build this franchise on is all gritty. You got Batman, who's not a serious he's a serious character. Superman is a serious, light character, but man, he's more light. You got Aquaman, they try to make him into this Wolverine character, and then you got the Flash, who they made him into a buffoon. Like a Spider-Man. Yeah, they made him Spider-Man. Like
jokes, and that's not really Flash's origin.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like they made him young. I would have preferred Flash in the adult with all of them. They all could have been adults. And you could have I think you could have perfected an adult Justice League if it was written right. I think that's what it comes down to. It was a poor execution. They tried to make it into a Marvel movie that didn't work.
Well, they made changes, and hopefully the changes are for the better, and we start getting some better quality movies.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
but everyone's gonna have that bad taste in their mouth when they go see it.
But that's the problem. I think people are forgiving. Moviegoers and comic book fans are forgiving. If they release something good, look at Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was part of the whole DCEU, and people embraced it. So.
Yeah, but I don't want to sound like a douche when it comes to that part, because I feel like it was the same thing with Ghostbusters, the reboot. Like you couldn't say nothing negative because it was a female character. And that's the only thing. I mean, again, it was a good movie. I'm not saying nothing bad. I'm just saying is like when it comes to like a female role, it's kind of like you can't hit something negative because then they call you a sexist or something along a stupid line that is just like, come on, it's not called for. Like that's what I think. When it came for Wonder Woman, I mean, Wonder Woman was a good movie, but again, you couldn't bash it because it was a female leading role. That's what I felt like with those type of movies when it's a solo movie. And Ghostbusters, the female was the perfect example because that movie was really bad, but they gave it a 65% Rotten Tomato, and no way, it's no way, man. Like even the director said the movie's horrible. Like that is no way in hell. But
wow, for the director to say that,
yeah, he said he regretted making the movie. So
whether he regret making the movie because the movie was bad, or that he regret making the movie because of the backlash.
No, he's both. Like he said, there's certain elements of watching it again that he would have took out. Like not the females, but there's a lot of parts in that movie that's like you didn't need this. The dance sequence was god awful. That was, oh Lord Almighty. I don't know where he got that from. That dance sequence, that jump off was nothing. But anyway, I can't understand what you're saying. Wonder Woman was that pull. Like, okay, you got out of the theater going, okay, this is a success. But the thing is that all the guy movies that came before it and after were all garbage. There was like that's what I'm trying to say. Like if they make another Batman movie, people are still gonna compare that Batman to this guy. For some apparent reason, they're gonna Ben Affleck to that new Batman. For no apparent reason, they're gonna do that. And that's where I'm thinking where DC is gonna have a lot of things to fix in that whole film. And I don't think a lot of people are gonna be that forgiving. Marvel, yes, because they have a track record. I don't think DC fans are gonna give these movies a light of day. Let's say Aquaman sucked. You think they're gonna give that? They're gonna give that a light of day? I'm just saying. What do you think? Why everyone's quiet?
Because we're thinking.
No, I'm just saying. Like, what happened if the first initial reaction is that the movie sucked? You think people are gonna run in the theater and watch it?
What's the next big DC movie coming out?
Aquaman
this year.
Yeah, Aquaman.
I thought that was towards the end of 2018. Okay.
We only have one.
Yeah, it's only Aquaman.
Really?
Everything got shelved.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm confident James Wan will be able to put together something.
No. I mean, right. But I'm saying is, let's say the initial reaction is it's not a good movie. Would people go to the theater? Because they didn't do it for Justice League.
Well, that's because Justice League wasn't. I mean, I enjoyed Justice League, but I knew that it was not a good movie. It was not a well-made movie. But I enjoyed the set pieces. I enjoyed the action. But I think that if Aquaman is a good movie and it has a good early reaction, I think people are going to go and support it. I think so. To me, it always has come down. If the movie's good, people are going to see it. That's what I think. That's just me.
I mean,
agreed.
I guess. I mean, I heard Dens of Thieves is good and no one went to see it.
What's Den of Thieves?
That's the Gerard Butler movie, the heist movie.
What do you mean? Like nobody went to see?
No, it flopped. Everyone went to see Jumanji, and that was what I heard. It was everyone liked it. It was a good movie. No one went to see it. I guess it's just more of a franchise type of movie. That's the way I'm seeing it now.
I think now we're getting into a different discussion because Den of Thieves is not a comic book movie. So there's no built-in franchise there. There's no built-in fan base there, where DC there is.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Any good movie, even if the movie's good, not many people are giving it a food for thought. That's where I'm trying to say. Like
it did get 41% rotten. So I don't think it's a an Oscar movie that nobody's seen.
Yeah, but I mean, Jumanji's not an Oscar-winning movie either.
Yeah, but Jumanji got a pretty good pretty good review, 76%.
I don't know. That doesn't matter. All right, let's just go to the next topic. At this point, it's like,
yeah, I know. Forget it.
Yeah, it's just like at this point, it's like Rotten Tomatoes says the movie's good, then I guess everyone goes sees it. I guess that's the way it goes in this world. I mean, right?
Yeah, I don't depend on Rotten Tomatoes for anything.
I'm just saying, a lot of people depend on the Rotten Tomato scores. If the damn thing is at 80%, everyone goes to the theater because that's what it looks like.
Well, I mean, that's silly.
Huh?
That's silly, I think.
But I think.
Go ahead, Silvio.
I think people are avoiding fringe movies, and I don't mean fringe movies by just saying independent indie movies, but movies that don't have a huge early release or information or media out there. People are just avoiding them because why do you want to spend that much money to see one of those movies? And in fact, you just said that movie. I didn't even know that was out. Den of Thieves. I had
Plus,
heard Jumanji,
January is
right.
January is
also it's a tough month for releases, but like you said, Jumanji did very well. But then again, we all knew Jumanji was coming. Those trailers were out for a long time. I don't think I've seen a single trailer. Obviously, I did because I didn't even know what Den of Thieves was.
They didn't promote it well either.
Well,
I saw it in front of Star Wars.
Really?
The Last Jedi. I saw it.
No, I didn't.
I didn't either. I didn't see it Den of Thieves trailer.
Yeah, I saw that
Jumanji.
one.
I did. Yeah, I did. See
Yeah, I saw Den of Thieves. I saw Winchester Mansion or whatever it's called, the Ghost in the Winchester Mansion or something.
Oh, you saw that?
No, that was the trailer. I didn't see the movie.
Oh.
I saw the Commuter, that horrible movie, Taken Part 8, whatever it is with Liam Neeson.
That's
Is that the same guy?
Huh?
Yeah.
It's not the same guy, the same character, right?
No, but it's Liam Neeson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the Warrens are in it too. Ed and Lorraine Warren, they in it.
Both?
They both, the actor and the actress is in it.
Norma Bates?
Yeah. But all right, so let's get into the next topic. This is a whole topic on its own.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes.
So
we were supposed to spend 20 minutes on the news, and we spent 42 minutes.
Well, you the one who did this Black Panther thing. So all right, so let's go into our 80s cartoon. So you want to go around the table? Let's go to a top 5 80s cartoon. So go ahead, Ralph.
Yeah, because the 80s was that time. Again, we mentioned this in the past. Many of us grew up in that time period. That was when, I mean, for me, those were my teen years. Those were my junior high school years. Those were my high school years and my college years. They were all wrapped up in that decade. And 5 particular cartoons stood out for me as being, memorable for me, and I would watch them again. The number 5, my number 5.
I thought we were gonna do the honorable mentions. Didn't we do that?
I don't have an honorable mention.
Oh, okay. All right. So we skip that.
So, because these were the ones that I just really watched. I didn't really watch much of anything else. The number 5 was an anime cartoon that they used to show called Battle of the Planets. Do you remember? Any of you remember that one?
Battle of the Planets?
You don't remember it, Silvio?
Nope.
No? Oh my God. What's the matter with you people? All right, look. That one was very early on, like 80, 81, 82. So, it was very early on, right?
Okay.
And it was kind of like Voltron in a way, except it...
That's it?
That's it.
Actually, it does sound familiar.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Battle of the Planets. G-Force.
Yeah.
Oh,
G-Force.
Young people with superpowers.
Yeah,
Wait, that's G-Force.
Yeah.
No, it's called Battle of the Planet.
Battle of the Planets. It had Mark. You had Lisa. Was it Lisa?
I remember that
Sandy.
show now.
Jason, he was the blue one. Kiap, that was the little one that used to speak funny. You know, that weird stuff. And yeah, he spoke like. And then you had the big guy, the pilot of their ship, Tiny. He was a big guy. And the name of the ship was called the Phoenix. And they used to fight against this enemy called Botar. No, that's Battlestar Galactica. I'm sorry.
Botar.
Botar's Battlestar Galactica. What was the freaking name? I forgot the name of the guy. He had like these long, sharp ear things in his costume.
Chapulín Colorado?
No. All I remember was that there was a constant war raging with them and him. They were trying to protect the Earth from him trying to take over, you know? And there was so many deep... in this time period, this was for me a time when those cartoons were, you know, kind of deep. It wasn't just some light thing. There was some personal, serious issues that was going on that glued me into the screen. That was number 5.
Before you go, the villain's name was Zoltar.
Zoltar. It sounds like Botar. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Alex. I knew
Zoltar.
Wasn't that
What's the next
thing
one?
in Big?
Yeah, Zoltar. Hitting
No, that's right. It is.
It is Zoltar.
The thing in Big that he makes the wish.
All right. What's number 4?
Number 4 was the Ghostbusters cartoon that came out, you know, not too long after the movie. They played it in the afternoons, right? That's when they came home from
the
school.
real Ghostbusters or just Ghostbusters? There was 2 of them.
There was 2 of them. That's right.
The 2 cartoons.
Yeah, this one with the monkey, and then it was this one.
No, it was that one. It was that one. Definitely that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that cartoon did kick booty, bro. They don't make her like that no more.
That was fun. I enjoyed that one so much.
Yeah.
There was always a cool like case, and they had to like tackle it, and it was just great. The characters reminded me so much of these guys from the movie, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. They really like nailed it in regards to that. So I thought that was great. Number 3, ready?
Yeah.
A Saturday morning cartoon, and this was, you know, early on as well. I was in junior high school, but I got into it because it was good at the time. Smurfs. Yeah.
You were into the Smurfs?
Oh yeah.
I was into the Smurfs. I actually liked that. And you know, they were great. I thought, you know, and the topics were also getting kind of deep. There was an episode once where poor Smurfette had to deal with death. Okay? Because like a rabbit died or something, or some animal died, and they all like mourned it and buried it, and oh my god. And yes.
Ago,
oh, that's the later episode.
It was
no season 1.
Village where
I'm sure.
Live. They call themselves Smurfs. They were good.
They were good to eat.
Then there was Gargamel, the evil wizard. He was bad.
Oh, I hate Smurfs.
That's Pablo in the morning. I hate the teaching.
No, you know, and I know the movies that came out just these last few years, you know, which I took my kids to see and everything. They, you know, they did a really, you know, a fairly good job in trying to like bring that back. Recapture it. The first couple of films did that, but then they kept on going with it. I was like, come on, it's the same thing. Stop. You know, so I didn't keep watching it. All right, number 2 is I love number 2.
Number 3, right?
No, number 3 was Smurfs.
Yeah, number 3 is Smurfs.
What was 5?
Battle of the Planet.
Battle of the Planet. Play it again, Alex. Play it again.
The Real Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, number 2. Yeah. Okay, quickly.
Number 2 was another anime series in the summer. I was going to my senior year in high school. Every morning before I went, in the summertime, especially before I went to my little part-time job, my first one ever, I would sit down and watch this Robotech. Nobody remembers Robotech?
I remember of it, but
Robotech was an amazing saga. There you go.
Okay.
That was amazing. The basic premise of that. The basic premise was that in the future, an alien ship of unknown origin crashes into the Earth, right? And
Like
it's so huge, huh? Like the Thing. No, but this is in the future while there's human populated. The Thing was like it crashed 100,000 years ago. Anyway, and they learned so much from the ship's technology that they kind of adopted it into humanity's stuff and they called it Robotech technology. Then this race from space called the Zentrani comes to try to capture something in that ship.
Remember that? Wow.
There was something in that ship that they wanted, and they were ready to kill everybody on the Earth for it. And so they had to defend against this invasion using the robotechnology they acquired from the ship. Right? So they fought against the Zentrani, and apparently there's this kind of substance called protoculture, which was used to dudes. I was up in this. This was my friends and I. We were like, "Yo, we're gonna see Robotech." And I'm gonna do a thing on this on Strange Planet. It was an amazing series. There were 3 parts to it that lasted like for 1 million episodes. And like it kept on going. The Macross Saga, the Robotech Masters, and then the 3rd part was about the Invid invasion. So it was just an incredible series, man, that stretches generations in the cartoon. So it was deep. It went in deep. My number one.
Wait, let's save number one.
Okay.
It's funny. Robotech. I have a feeling the director from Independence Day stole it from part 2.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised
because they had to use the alien technology to fight.
Exactly. Oh my God, you're very good, Alex. I think you're right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pablo.
No, I want to let my brother go.
Oh, go ahead, Silvio. Yeah. He wanted to go last, from what I remember. But go ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Pablo wasn't paying attention to the
He did it because he was focusing on some.
Sorry. That's because all his shows are in black and white and has to find it on the internet. It's gonna take a while.
Get the
film. Clean it.
Wind it up.
Alex is not gonna be able to find it on YouTube.
That's gonna. Wait, is it this? It shut off the lights.
Shadow shows.
It's shadow.
My number 5 was the Bat. Remember the Bat?
It's like the original Nosferatu.
You have subtitles at the bottom. It
was cards. You put up cards.
All right. So I'll go with my list. I'll do it real quick. All right. So I had 3 honorable mentions.
Okay.
My 3 honorable mentions was Voltron, G.I. Joe, and I used to watch. And then this one I used to watch every Sunday morning. It would come on, and that was Gem.
Wait, you said Sunday morning. I thought you were going to talk about Davey and Goliath or something.
This dude is so. Oh my God!
No, Gem. Yeah, Gem was awesome. It was this all female rock group, and they had like superpowers, and they would fight like this evil. There you go,
guys. Pablo's lame. Oh my God!
Wait, you gotta wait for the chorus.
No.
Here it comes. There you go. And then at the end we go, Gem.
No. Oh,
all right. So those are my honorable mentions. All right,
that is
number 5.
You should never said. This is gonna be worldwide, bro. Gem.
Nobody watches YouTube. YouTube is
no one watches.
Nobody's on YouTube, so that's okay.
I picture you running on TV and didn't tell Silvio that you're gonna watch this. You're like, Silvio's out playing with his friends. Boop! All right, I'm home watching this with your purple shirt and your long hair. Did you have it puffy like her?
No, I have long hair at the time. I was a kid when I was watching this. I have long hair when I was a kid.
I just pictured you with the puffy pink hair.
All right, my number 5. Okay. And everything on this list is actually Saturday morning, except for one. But all of these was Saturday morning. And I'm telling you, Saturday morning was a memory that today's generation will never know and never understand. So there was something about Saturday morning cartoons, man. Awesome. Okay, so my number 5 was Scooby-Doo. Okay. And I know there's different versions of Scooby-Doo. Mine was the ones in the 80s. I think it was Where Are You, Scooby-Doo? It's probably the longest running one. And you trying to pull up the that one. That's the one.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? Yep. We got some work to do now. Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Yep, that's it.
Need some help from you now.
That was awesome.
Scooby-Doo, I see you.
So that my number 4 is the only one that wasn't Saturday morning. I think it was Sunday or weekdays afternoon, and that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That was Saturday.
No, it came out on Sundays, I think. Sundays and then on
that was
weekends.
Saturday.
I'm almost sure it premiered on a Sunday.
Really?
Yeah,
no, that was Saturday. Because that was right before Ghostbusters. That I always remember.
But I thought Ghostbusters was on Saturdays. I mean,
no, Saturdays is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right into Ghostbusters.
I gotta look that up. I remember seeing it on Sundays. All right, but anyway, that was my number 4. But it wasn't. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was the late 80s, like late 80s, early 90s.
87.
87, yeah. Okay, so my number 3 and was definitely Saturday mornings, and that was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. That was on NBC. That used to come on after the Smurfs.
And I remember that one. I used to like that one.
That was a lot of fun. That was really cool.
My that would be an honorable mention on my end.
Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Yeah.
Yes.
And number 2, for me, my number 2 favorite 80s cartoon, The Smurfs. I love The Smurfs. I must have seen every episode of The Smurfs. I used to watch that NBC block on Saturday mornings with The Smurfs, and then because the Smurfs is like 90 minutes. It was like an hour and a half every Saturday. Long. And then Spider-Man and Amazing Friends was like another hour, an hour and a half. So that whole block was NBC and and The Smurfs. So that's my number 2.
Not bad. Besides Gem, that's a little questionable. But other than that, good cartoons. Gem is a little questionable. But my honorable mentions are Cops. Remember Cops? Oh, please tell me you guys don't remember Cops. The cartoon?
Cartoon called Cops? Cartoon? I know the TV show, the reality show called Cops.
Bad Boys.
Yeah,
no, man. It's a crime fighting time. You remember that?
Cops. Central Organization of Police Specialists.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
And then they had handcuffs, and he shoots the thing out his hand, and he can't help you.
Getting into it.
Handcuffs. That was awesome. Yeah, they had that was my honorable mention.
I'm sorry, can I just interject really, really quickly and then we go on?
No. What?
Because I did look up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The first 3 seasons was in syndication. That's why I saw it on a Sunday. I used to watch it on Channel 9.
Yeah.
So it was in syndication. It wasn't, and then CBS picked it up after that, and they aired the rest of the series on Saturday mornings. But by that time, that was the 90s, and I wasn't watching Saturday morning cartoons. That's why I saw Turtles on Sundays. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Oh boy, the chat room is livid. My wife says yes. Jem is the fashion. Thank you, Pablo.
You see?
Yeah,
Jem was
awesome.
Jem was Jem was good.
Anyway, G.I. Joe is my number 2 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Number 1 was DuckTales. DuckTales was the joint.
Wait, that's your number 1?
No, number 1 honorable mentions.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. No, DuckTales was my joint.
I like DuckTales. That was
that was my joint. Number 5 was Looney Tunes.
Okay.
Oh God, Looney Tunes goes. Are you talking about the original cartoons?
Yeah, the old ones.
Wow.
Number 4 was Chippendales Rescue Rangers. That was my joint. Chippendales. You never seen that one?
Yeah, I remember it.
Oh, Chippendale. I hope I don't whip out like some dudes dancing. Oh,
well, there's a thing that's
huh? No, that's 80s.
That's 80s. Okay.
Yeah, Chippendales.
Please don't.
No, it's not no dudes dancing.
I remember Chippendales.
See, there goes Monterey Jack.
I think that was Channel 11.
Yeah, that was cool. That was my joint. Number 3 was Thundercats.
Thundercats was good.
Thundercats was good. I'm surprised that they still haven't made that into a movie, a live action movie, which I don't know why they're taking 10 years. Maybe Michael Bay wants to pick it up.
Thunder.
Tom Hardy to play Lionel.
Thundercats!
Yeah, that pretty much holds up, man. Looks good.
Snarf! Thundercats are on the loose. Thundercats. Well, he got 3 balls. I always question Tigra. What's his name? To do with the whip. I'm like, I don't know. You're fruity dude. We got Thundercats. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is my number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a given. Turtles was so huge in the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Turtles. But my number 1 will wait. Silvio, let's go take a dive to the 60s. Take a dive. Huh? I'm ready for the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon.
Silvio,
come on, man.
I don't know how far back Silvio goes, but I don't think he goes back that far, in my opinion.
All right. He can say my number 1 is Harlem Globetrotters. Remember when they used to take out the thing on his afro? You remember that?
Oh, I remember the cartoon.
Yeah,
the Harlem Globetrotters
cartoon.
Yeah,
that was a joke. I used to like that one.
Well,
I used to like that one.
Mm-hmm.
After that gracious intro that you just gave me from my 70s here, Alex,
right.
What I wanted to say was a lot of the cartoons you guys are mentioning, I kind of know of passing by. I was already 16 going on 17 when the 80s started, so I'm a little older than you guys. And so the cartoon, I mean, I know of, watched a little bit with Pablo, who is younger than me, you know, the Smurfs, Voltron, He-Man.
Jim
was on there as well. No, I didn't watch Jim. Funny story, because I looked up, and when I was looking up today, I saw Jim popped up, and I'm like, Jim, what was this? I didn't even remember it.
What idiot watched this?
Well, here's the thing. It was 2 seasons, and it was between 85 and 87. I was in the Army at that time, so I didn't know of it at all. That one passed me by completely. I didn't know my brother was a big fan of it.
You should have thrown him in the Army.
He could use a couple of years in the Army. Can't wait for Jim. What's wrong with you?
I watch Jim, soldier.
Got to boot camp.
So I'm going to bring you back a little bit further back. I didn't put together any honorable mentions.
Okay.
But my number 5 was Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, I remember Squad.
Wait. Time out. I have issue with that one.
Why?
That was not a cartoon. That was a public service announcement. Those were commercials. Because I had that on my list too. I wanted to put it on, but I was like, you know what? This is not a cartoon show.
No. It was a cartoon. It was not a public service announcement. Yes, it has education and all of that, but some other cartoons do as well. The only difference is that somebody decided, hey, let's make these as many as possible and put them in between cartoons. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit different in that sense, in that it doesn't have its own half hour.
The mindless flower is great to learn.
Because knowledge is power.
It's Schoolhouse Rockin', a chip on the block of your favorite Schoolhouse.
Oh Lord!
Yeah,
I love Schoolhouse.
Yeah, no, they rule. They definitely rule.
I had fun. I love those.
Okay, so my number 4 was Hong Kong Phooey.
Oh, that was my joy! I used to like Hong Kong Phooey. I mean, I didn't watch it when it first came out, but I did.
I did.
That was my joy.
That's the difference, is that a lot of you guys probably say, "Oh yeah, I remember seeing this," and that was, probably 8 years later when they re-showed it again. I can tell you when these debuted, because I was watching.
Who is this superhero?
It might be considered a little bit racist these days, but
it's buffering because it's still trying to get it from the 50s.
Oh no, the 764
in black and white, in Technicolor.
With sound.
Rosemary, the telephone operator? No. Henry, the mild-mannered janitor? Could be.
Oh, wow.
Number 1 super guy.
Number 1 super guy. That was it.
Quicker than the human eye.
It's not racist at all.
Yeah, where's the racism?
He was a janitor.
What?
He was a janitor. He's a super guy. Kung Fu.
Okay. All right. My number 3 were the Laugh Olympics.
Laugh Olympics.
Nobody remembers that one at all, huh?
No.
The Laugh Olympics. Just to give you, do you guys ever heard of something called the Battle of the Network Stars?
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
Okay. And they put actors in silly situations and made them dive into pools, off of trampolines and trapezes and stuff like that. Well, the following year, for Saturday morning, they debuted the Laugh Olympics, where they compiled 3 teams of different Hanna-Barbera characters.
I remember. Yes, I remember.
Heavens to Hilarity! This is it, sports fans, participants even. Television's greatest array of stars, Laugh Olympics, presents the round the world triple team competition between
I remember that.
the Yogi Yahooies,
The Yogi Yahooies.
the
Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
Yes, I remember that now.
Scooby-Doobies. Okay, and my number 2 were the Super Friends from 1973, the first time they came out with Wonderful.
I'm a little bit behind on that one.
And it was basically the Justice League, plus some teenagers that they added in there with powers.
Wonder Twin Powers activate?
That's Shape of Water.
Still better than the DC.
In the great hall of the Justice League, greatest hero created of the cosmic legends of the universe, Superman,
Aranja Man,
Wonder Woman, Batman, Aquaman.
Talking to fish. There he is, talking to the fish.
See, that's all he does, and everyone thought I was making fun of him. He goes, "Ooh!" That's all he does. I was waiting for that in the movie. But they didn't give it to me. Damn you, Zack Snyder. Go ahead. What's your next one?
That was my
actually,
number 2,
we're up to the number 1 now.
Well, I'll save my number 1.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Get it, Ralph. What's your number 1?
All right, my number one 80s cartoon was Voltron. I know for some of you guys it wasn't, but I loved Voltron. I loved the storylines behind that. The planet Aris that they were defending against, I forgot those blue people. They look like Smurfs, but real people.
From days of long ago,
there you go.
From uncharted regions of the universe,
sound like Optimus Prime.
Comes a legend. The legend of Voltron, defender of the universe. A mighty robot.
You know what's crazy?
Go ahead.
They had two Voltrons, one with the lions and the other one with like cars, right?
Like 50 million cars.
Yeah, it was very complex, but I've always preferred the lions. The lions were always awesome, man. I loved how they do it, and just to let you guys know, they revitalized this thing. It's on Netflix. They got
kids watch it. They love it.
Yeah,
they love the new Voltron on Netflix. Yeah,
it's a great cartoon. It hasn't gone away. It has withstood the test of time. People love when people see it, even as a model in a store or something like that. They be like, "Oh yeah, Voltron."
And they're working on the live action.
That would be crazy.
Yeah,
Talk about the CGI in that. Whoa.
Well, the funny thing is that I mean, it's exactly like Power Rangers. I mean, the Power Rangers came out first in the 90s, but they're both the same type of thing. Like, that's why I'm like, a live action movie of Voltron is you're getting Power Rangers all over again. Like, I bet you they're going to compare the Power Rangers movie to the Voltron movie. Unless
I'm sure people have already done it. I'm sure people.
Oh, yeah, I bet they did. I mean, that's the same thing. Animals turn into a big dude with a horn.
Yeah.
But, go ahead, Pablo. What's your number one?
All right, quickly. My number one was a CBS Saturday morning cartoon.
Okay.
It originally aired on 1983, and it ran for 3 seasons for a total of 27 episodes. And this was by far my favorite cartoon, and that was Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons, and the cartoon won many awards. It was groundbreaking with the themes that it dealt with. It dealt with some really, really dark themes at the time, and it was very original. And it's based on obviously the Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game, which is something that I grew up. I mean, I discovered D&D around 82. That's when I started playing it. And then a year later, the cartoon came out, so I fell in love with it, and it's a huge, huge part of my youth growing up. So that's my number one. Yes.
Dragons ride.
I got them all on video because they never released it.
Wow.
So I was able to find it at a convention I went, and they had the set, and I bought it, and I still have it, and I still watch it.
Where are we? Look out! Fear not, Ranger.
Oh my God, he had the paladin. Oh Lord, that's funny.
So that's my number one.
My number one was the real Ghostbusters. I own them.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I own them on DVD, all 5 volumes of them. But yeah, I still think the first three volumes are awesome. When they had Arsenio Hall as Winston, those were the best stories. And then once he left, it was no good. The storylines went blah. But I will always remember.
I didn't know Arsenio Hall did that.
He voiced Winston.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Wow. The crazy thing is, I always wanted them to do the movie of the Halloween pumpkin character from the cartoon. I think his name was Boogeyman, and Egon was always afraid of the Boogeyman, and that's why I thought it was a perfect send off since he died. It would be awesome to use that character for him to sacrifice himself to bring the Ghostbusters back out of that dimension into the real world, and he sacrificed himself with the Boogeyman. Like, he just blows up with the proton pack. He rigs it for it to ignite in the dimension. It was like it was an awesome cartoon. I always remember that. That was a freaky. It was scary too back then. I mean, now you look at them, it's like, oh, these are corny. But if you look at what it was a scary cartoon. That Boogeyman coming out the closet. But yeah, Ghostbusters hands down. Sylvia, what's your number one? Charlie Chaplin. Stop. Charlie Chaplin cartoon.
My number one is a talkie. It did have sound and color. It actually debuted in 1969. Ran for 2 seasons. The original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
That's the one your brother picked.
He picked that. But Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Debuted, like I said, in 69 and then 1970. Then they came out with a 3rd season that was kind of a compilation of some of the original stories, and they kind of mixed it back up. Then it kind of went away, but it still continued repeating the same ones until later on they came out with the Scooby-Doo All-Stars, Scooby-Doo Show, Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo Power Hour. So they made a lot of different changes, and in the mix of it all, they continued to show Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? So it's timeless. It's been around forever, and that's why Pablo has watched it. Again, I probably saw it when it debuted Saturday morning. Great things about it. We all know Scooby-Doo. It was made into live action. They made some pretty scary ones a little bit later on that actually scared my kids as preschoolers when as Scooby-Doo and the Zombie Island.
That was a good one.
That was very good.
That was a really good one.
And the tagline was, "This time the monsters are real." And they showed it to my kids in preschool, or my daughter, and she came home and she was frightened as hell, telling me all about it. She goes, "This time the monsters are real." I said, "Okay."
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah, that was a real good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I always liked a pup named Scooby-Doo when they were all little. I thought that was a pretty cool one. I like 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. That was a good one. I like Vincent Price's Scooby-Doo. That was another good one. Yeah. Vincent Price was like the narrator, and they all had to capture the ghost. That was a really good one. Scooby-Dum and Scooby-Doo, that was freaking hilarious. That was a funny one.
And Scrappy-Doo. Yeah, and I didn't like it.
Scrappy-Doo was awesome.
I don't like Scrappy.
Really? He was like the little tough dog. Puppy power, and he's like, you don't remember that?
He kicked butt.
Yeah. He used to be like, and they're like, zoinks, get out of here, Scoob. That was my joint. But later down the road, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Before I'll say it, go ahead.
No. Do what you gotta say. What you?
No, I'll mention another cartoon that I just remembered.
Which was
Captain Caveman.
Yeah, Caveman and the Teen Avengers.
Yeah, they had Captain Caveman and his son. That was a good one. They had Flintstones, Jetsons. Those were good. The Flintstones and the Jetsons were good. Those are still classic.
And we forgot Transformers.
Transformers? I think the movie ruined it.
I liked it. No,
that's true. None of us had Transformers.
Yeah, I think Michael Bay killed it for me. I was like, I don't want to put it on my list.
No,
I don't remember it no more.
Didn't they kill Optimus Prime in the cartoon?
In the movie, they killed him in the movie.
Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, spocked him. He went.
the Transformers cartoon movie.
Yeah,
the one that they made is still the best Transformers movie that we've had.
Remember the G.I. Joe movie? That was a good one too.
The cartoon, yes.
Yeah, the I think it's the one that they killed Duke or they killed Cobra Commander.
Not the Rock.
Not the one with the Rock. That was garbage. That was bad. Those were good. I just want to mention some 90s ones because the 90s ones were good too. Darkwing Duck was awesome. You remember Darkwing Duck?
I slightly remember.
Darkwing Duck was cool. Batman the Animated Series is always gonna be my number one.
I've heard that was very good. I've never seen it, but
in April they're releasing them on Blu-ray. I am buying the whole set when they come out.
Yes, I've heard it's very good. Yeah.
Yes.
That's where Harley Quinn came from.
Yeah. Joker's. I
did see the Batman Mark of the Mark. What's it called? Mask of the Mark. There's a movie.
Yeah. That was good.
It's based off
Phantasm.
Phantom.
Mask of the Phantom. Yeah.
Isn't it based from
Phantasm or the Phantom?
But isn't it based from the cartoon?
Yes.
From that series.
Yes, it is.
It it was the first solo movie.
But it's based off the same animation style. I think the same writers, and I remember seeing that, and that was very, very good.
Yeah, that was good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was that. I always thought the animated series to this day is the best Batman cartoon. Very dark. The cartoon was so weird because it felt like a movie. You're watching a half an hour movie. And that's what I always thought these cartoons were. Even if from the 80s, certain 80s shows, you're like, oh my God, Captain Planet. You can put it out now, Captain Planet. And I think it will do good. Kids don't know what it is, but that could be a TV show on like Netflix or something, Captain Planet. Or American, what is it? It would be like the first Captain Planet should be like in Animal Planet? Their first TV show should be like Captain Planet. But yeah, I mean, that's the only 90s show. I've been thinking of cartoons for Tailspin was a really big one, Channel 11. Tailspin was good.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs. That was a really big one. Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain, yes.
Yeah, Pinky and the Brain. Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy, yeah.
Beavis and Butthead.
Well, that started right. That's when it started getting to these cartoons that people were like, wait a minute. Something's changing here.
Well, and then The Simpsons. The Simpsons changed everything.
Oh, and then The Simpsons. Yeah, then The Simpsons.
But you know what? Let's be fair. When cartoons like this, if you go early and farther back to the time of early Disney and early Merry Melodies cartoons, they used to, they would play these little snippets before a film in the theater. And they were considered back then for adult content. When we started watching them as children, it was like, oh, wow, that was fun, like whatever. But it was considered adult content back then. So that says a lot considering what came later in The Simpsons, in Ren and Stimpy, in South Park. South Park became forget about it, So, when all of that started coming in, it became the adults took the cartoon back, basically.
Yeah, I thought Tom and Jerry is my all-time favorite. Tom and Jerry.
Oh my God, Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
It's funny we didn't mention the Flintstones.
I was Jetsons. Yeah. Flintstones and Jetsons I was never.
But they were primetime cartoons.
Yeah, they were primetime cartoons, yeah.
They were.
But as memorable, like something that you just look at it and you go, wow, this was me as a kid in front of a TV. Not Flintstones and Jetsons.
Well, for me it was. They were on in the afternoon after school. It would be the Flintstones, the Jetsons, and Looney Tunes for half an hour.
And just Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling Connection.
Oh my God, the Wrestling All-Stars. That was awesome. That was so awesome. The 80s, they will all have superpowers. That was really big. And then
that was crazy.
In the 80s, didn't the Michael Jordan have a cartoon too? They had like the basketball players had a cartoon. Wayne Gretzky. No, it was Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson.
I don't know.
You guys don't remember that?
No.
Oh my God. Oh, don't tell me I was sniffing glue when I was a kid.
It's all right. It's all right, Alex. So I mean, we're going over now. We're going all over the place. We're like in the 80s, 90s, 70s, whatever. So it's kind of like all over.
Yes, it was called Pro Stars.
Oh, okay.
It was the originate. It was the show on ESPN that featured Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, and Wayne Gretzky as fighting crime. I told you,
Alex. Nobody here had ESPN in the 80s.
No, it was a Saturday night. It was a Saturday morning cartoon
on ESPN.
No. Saturday morning. It was on a Channel 2 or something.
Oh, on Channel 2. Okay, all right.
Like before the NBA, remember that original NBA theme song?
Yes.
Yeah, that was it. It was called the Pro Stars. Oh my God, I can't believe I remember that. It was Wayne Gretzky and Bo Jackson fighting crime.
You people are that's crazy.
But all right, guys, let's end it here.
Yes.
All right.
Pablo sounds so sad. Yes.
No.
Oh my God, we didn't talk about the movies we saw this week, but okay.
Pablo so Gem, the live action movie. They made a real Gem movie, right?
I know
they did actually.
Yeah, and it flopped so hard. Like they had to give copies away.
Bad.
Yeah, like
it was
this.
bad.
Oh man,
we'll mention the movies next time. So more to talk about.
All right. So Ralph, plug in your stuff. Sylvia, plug in your stuff. On we go.
Strange Planet NYC. We we talk movies, previews 2 movies, collectibles, like this holocron right here, that kind of stuff, where I got them from, where you can get it from, stuff like that. We talk all things about, science fiction and horror and stuff of that nature. Come share that with me. Come visit my YouTube website, Strange Planet NYC. Type it in the search engine on YouTube and you'll see me there.
Silvio.
About Men Radio at aboutmenradio.com. Listen to our podcast, read our blogs about 5 guys, classmates, childhood friends of a certain age, and our rapidly changing roles in today.
Pablo?
You can find me on Twitter at PJ Rake, and also on. That's it. You can find all my reviews on Gem on Twitter. My in-depth review.
It's in there his favorite episodes.
Yes. You'll see my top 10 Gem episodes.
They made 10.
They probably
I got all 3 seasons of Gem.
3 seasons.
Yeah. Of Gem.
3 seasons. Holy cow!
You got him. And you were making fun of me.
Pablo's coming over to your house now, Alex. Oh my God!
See? 3 seasons.
1. Wow!
2.
Oh wow!
And 3.
Wow! Look at that.
Yep. That's my wife for you. There ain't no way I would have picked that up. You ain't gonna see me going to the store. I would have walked in there like this, like I don't like to buy this. The camera pointed down like, oh no. Yeah. That was my wife. Don't think I did that, Pablo. Don't even try that. No, let me see a little series there. A little Gem. No, but that's one of our movies reviews. We're gonna do a reaction. We're gonna see some Gem in the hologram. I don't even know what to say.
Say good night.
Should we apologize a little bit to anybody who joined us today in the chat room? We did not show them much love today. Yeah. We just went off the rails a little bit, but thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, everyone in the chat room, everyone on the replay. I feel bad for you. Watching this debacle live a replay. But other than that, go to widerangemediaproductions.com for all news and media. We're going to be going into the studio with Rich February 18th. We're going to have an interview with Rich about his Gravel Entertainment, his acting career, and his music career, and see what he's up to now. And we're going to do our next movie reaction, which will be Superman 4 Quest for Peace. So those are the updates on that. All right, guys. Catch you later.